All right, welcome to episode 12 of the Frenemies Fantasy Football Podcast. We are ready to go. Last week was a tad bit
You're
different.
back.
I'm back. You're back from Miami.
Yes, Miami.
You brought the warm weather too. It's like 80 degrees outside. So
80
we wish we had the sunshine without all the rain. But was the game great?
It was fantastic.
everything you dreamed for?
They won.
Yeah.
That's all I really cared about.
It was like a
but
field goal fest.
It was who wanted to lose less.
Right, yeah. It seemed like that. I was watching that game score. I was like, he ain't going to care. Miami's winning.
gosh, yeah.
You're at the stadium. It's awesome.
Pick six was on our side, so
All right, well, we got some what we call Ryan's breaking news every week. Sean, do you want to talk about
ring
this
the
certain
bell
player?
for Le'Veon Bell here.
Yes, Bell. Is he coming back?
I'm like getting sick of talking about
Yeah, he
this.
tweeted farewell to Miami.
Do you want to hear some psychology analysis? Because that's all I'm good for anyways.
Go for
Do
it.
it.
Okay, well, he went out too far. His plan didn't work. We all know that, right?
Right.
Connor explodes.
Yep.
But, at this point as a guy, this doesn't take deep analysis. But as a guy, as a prideful guy, you can't just walk back into that situation where nobody wants you.
Right.
So here he is. He's saying bye Miami. He's saying all the right things. He even actually ate some crow and complimented Connor on social media. He's like, "Wow, look at you."
Yeah.
You know. So he's like, "Oh my gosh, he's in a weird position." But I think that he'll show up. It's just that, he's lost the battle. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
is what
Right.
it seems like. So. I don't think that he'll be much of a factor.
I heard he can actually not show up this year and be eligible. All it does is make the Steelers can franchise tag him at the same rate next year, which they wouldn't do because he'll just hold out again. They don't want to go through this again.
No.
Right.
So technically, he could just be done this year.
I mean, we don't know. The NFL can be petty, right? So the
true.
Steelers could say, hey, guess what? We have a running back that's working. We're going to tag you again, and nobody's going to have you. I mean, I hope they don't do that just for
Hopefully he's
betterment of
back.
everybody.
It would probably not be for they play Thursday this week, so you're still going to get Connor again this week, and then
Right.
Yeah.
most likely it would be week 11.
I think it's maybe they use him as injury insurance for the playoffs or something. I don't really know.
Yeah, we'll see there.
They're grown men. They'll figure it out.
Yep.
All right, Sean, you can talk about tiebreakers.
Yeah, this is just for our league and update. Tim is complaining again and again because he's
I'm with my boy on this one.
Let's
have a fight.
You stick by
Let's
him.
fight.
A fight.
Yeah, like
we've already-
three.
I would lose.
We duked it out.
Dude,
but- so it's funny because this week now he is still has less losses and below somebody who has more losses.
yeah,
than him.
can we fix that?
Nope. We've already discussed, and the best we're going to be able to do because
So you talked with him over the
me and
phone?
him duked it out a little bit, and
How'd it go?
pretty good. It was
Yeah.
actually super civil.
The commission came out on top in a civil manner.
Whoa!
They discussed
So,
it
so what we're going to do
at a
is
cigar lounge.
first tiebreaker, head to head, like it's
Right.
been. Second tiebreaker will be losses.
Uh-huh.
So whoever has the least amount of losses will be, and then third will be points. So we compromised. I let him have the losses, and then he didn't want him to have points in there at all. But we're gonna make the third one, which it'll never make it to. Right now, there's
Compromise.
two out there right
Civility.
now, and head to heads
Yes.
are taking precedent over them right now. So
Yeah, like head to
like
head.
I'm losing to David because I
Loss.
lost to David, and Tim lost to Joe, I think. Yeah, I think Joe, and then so now they're
Yeah,
that way.
Joe beat him by like 40 points. Joe is
Yeah,
going
he
off.
Yeah, you want to
in
talk
our
about
league.
your boy Joe there?
Yeah, Joe, man. I mean, you're
Joe,
barely. Yeah, Joe, man. What's up, Joe, man? You're in the middle right now, but your team is looking amazing.
Yeah.
With that, I mean, injuries are the only thing that can derail it. Knock on wood. Not wanting any of those guys to get hurt. But I know he was fielding trade offers for me and a lot of guys in the league asking for a stable of running backs. He's got a plethora of
David
them.
Johnson's on his bench to just give you an idea of what
Right.
he's looking at.
I know, man. It's like this guy has everybody that you want right now aside of Todd Gurley when it comes to running backs is on his squad when it comes to top performers. But before we go into those things here, we've got a party cue. What's
Okay.
our party question this week, Sean?
So this is a Ryan request here.
Big time Ryan request.
Throw him under the bus, but
Yeah.
no. What is your childhood celebrity crush? So
Ryan, you got to start it, man.
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan.
everyone should know this, but
I would still date her.
he's often said he would missionary date. He'd make an exception and missionary date Lindsay
Yeah.
Lohan. He could bring her to Christ.
Yeah.
Bring her out of that deep pit of drug addiction. And
It's when you get the love blinders. They're like, I don't care. You'd be like the worst person ever. You're like, no.
Wow, look at you.
so you guys like best friends now? Because apparently,
Well, that was mine too. But he said it first. I'm like, I got to go second one. But I'm right there when it came to Lindsay
Thank you.
Lohan.
1, 2, 3. Lindsay
Lindsay
Lohan.
Lohan. We're like, oh no. What's your favorite movie? Wow, we like totally geeked out on that. But I went with Jennifer Aniston for mine. I remember I caught on to the Friends stuff at the end in the 90s. And
So you're
or the
blonde,
late 2000s.
blonde brunette. You married a brunette.
Yeah,
So
I was like, "Who's this lady?" But mine was Jennifer Aniston because he stole my Lindsay Lohan, which was my original answer.
Stole your girl.
Yeah, it's like the hot girl on Disney Channel. That was the thing. Like, hey,
Well, speaking of
Lindsay
Disney
Lohan.
Channel, that's where mine comes
that's where
from.
you're going.
Yeah.
This is news. He didn't want to tell us before we aired.
Hillary Duff.
What?
Lizzie McGuire. Yeah.
Lizzie McGuire.
You're a brave man. I honor your
Lizzie
bravery.
McGuire.
Yeah,
Hey,
dude.
she's held it together a little better than Lindsay Lohan over there.
Yeah, way
Whatever,
better.
bro. My girl could take your girl out.
I don't
know.
know. I don't doubt that.
I don't
In a
know.
fight, I would pick Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah. Wow, that was awkward to revisit in our childhood.
She wanted to see us all blush.
Sean was, that's the cartoon he was watching on Saturday mornings, or the show on ABC was Lizzie McGuire and all that.
Mom, oh my God.
Yep. And Ryan kept watching Mean Girls.
Herbie.
All right. And Herbie. Yeah. See, that's
I never
diehard
saw
fan.
Mean Girls. It was just Herbie that did it for me.
Oh yeah,
I was
I
like,
loved Herbie.
son of
Why,
a.
She was
why do you
still
want to
young
watch
on that
Herbie
one,
so
too,
much,
yeah.
Ryan? I just love this.
That's amazing.
I love cars.
I love cars.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So let's move on from that. And
I hope we're being funny this episode.
David gave us a little question.
yeah, his
here.
little question here.
It's for me and David, and I guess Morgan and Andy. We're stuck down at the bottom there, and it's difficult to find a reason to want to push on and try to win games.
Do we need to put you on Fantasy Watch?
It's getting close, yeah. If I lose this week, it's definitely going to be, I might be resigning from the podcast.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been bad. So we're at the bottom. We're like the bottom 3 or 4 there, looking like we're going to have to make a serious run for the playoffs. So what keeps you going? For me, one of the big things is I love upsetting somebody. I love spoiling somebody else's hopes. So it's great when you get to those last few weeks. I know Morgan has been part of this many times. And actually, funny story from our league years ago. We had Tidewater Turtles was about to make the playoffs. And all he needed to do was beat Mike Campbell, one of my friends. Shout out, big Mike Campbell. And he had
Very
not
humble
paid attention for
man.
the last 5 weeks. Just people on the bench that were studs, bye weeks and stuff. Terrible. So Daniel's prepping like he's going to make the playoffs. So I get together with my friend Mike, and I'm like, hey, we could probably put together a team that you could compete with Daniel to kick him out of the playoffs. So I went in, did my magic, added all these people, started them up. He lost that week. Got kicked out of the playoffs by Mike, and then we didn't tell him for 2 or 3 years later because I figured he'd be a little upset about it. But apparently, David said he went running through the house screaming, "All freaking year, the dude doesn't even set in the lineup, and then he plays me." He was so pissed. But yeah, so just spoiling that person who's got that hopes for the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like in real football. It's awesome. That's all we live for as Dolphins fans. We want to upset the Patriots, take away their first round or first seed.
Yeah.
Their seed.
Their seed, yes.
I put down pride. I first read the question wrong. I was thinking you were talking about NFL teams, and I've said because players are playing for contracts.
Yeah.
And then when you said that, I was like, oh, let me delete that. But pride in real football and fantasy football, I got to have some pride. My Yahoo league that I'm in with my church, I won my first game this past week.
Oh, God.
So it's so bad.
It could be worse.
I
right? Is what you're telling me?
specifically want to make sure my lineups change. I'm all living off the waiver wire.
Mm-hmm.
It was really bad receiving core draft picks for me. And I traded away Todd Gurley to another guy in the league for a future draft picks. So I kind of saw that. And so guys, are you tanking? I'm like, no, I'm not tanking. I lost 6 games in a row with Todd Gurley. Nothing's changing. And it was matchup stuff. So, but there's still pride in there. I'm like, oh, someone's calling me out for tanking. No.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention to my lineup. I'm not starting injured guys. I'm still looking on the waivers, playing matchups. There's a little pride thing comes in there because, you don't want to be known as a guy that just doesn't care about his lineup. That's how I joined the league.
Yep.
Because taking over someone like that.
Yeah, and then Ryan doesn't need to talk about this because he's in the playoffs every year.
He's in playoffs every year.
He never knows what it
I
feels
don't
like.
think I've been in the playoffs since I won.
True, actually. That's a very true statement.
I think
Really?
I get kicked out right before.
Yeah.
I might have.
You're never at the bottom, though.
I dethroned Ryan.
Yeah, he did. He came in the league and kicked my booty.
Booty.
I think I might have made it one other time, but I really would side on saying I haven't.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, then, overall thoughts here. What do you got for us, Chris?
I got like three things, and one you stole from me. If you need a quarterback, trade with Andy, and Sean did that. Like,
Yeah, spoiler alert coming up later in the show. We'll talk about that.
So I'm like, because he had two great ones, but let's wash past that one since that's obviously happened. Two, thank you, Carolina Panthers, for properly utilizing Christian
North
McCaffrey. The boys get consistent fantasy stat pull up here. I mean, he had a big game last week for Joe with his
a big game
stable
every
of
week,
but he's had double-digit scoring every single game.
Every single
Three
game.
games above 20. And that's with Cam Newton in the backfield, who's going to take some goal line carries. That's going to take just carries, period, away from McCaffrey. Last year, we got mad because he wasn't getting carries. All they would do is just hopefully put him in the pass game, which became predictable. And Norv Turner coming in. He's always been a great offensive mind. That's why I think the Panthers are really pushing to be a playoff team and a dangerous one. It's just because they know how to utilize Christian McCaffrey now, both run and pass. And then my last one, let me check here what I wrote. Major props to my boy Tim James for starting a tight end in the flex, O.J. Howard,
He's going to start
and
doing that.
whooping Sean this past week with two
That's
tight
his-
ends. When I
that's
saw that
his
ahead of
thing.
time, I was like, there's no way. Tight ends are so hit and miss.
dude, Tim.
Both of them killed it, man.
Tim's like Super Bowl team was a two tight end team, I think.
That is ridiculous. In that
Yeah.
keeper league we play on Flea Flicker, I do that, and I'm like on top of the league, so I didn't really notice.
Yeah.
I was like, I just didn't have anyone else to put on there. But I had two tight ends going
Yeah,
in.
it was pretty frustrating.
But two tight ends for Tim
We're
James.
dropping 155 and 160 2 straight weeks here.
Oof.
It used to be you score 130 points, you got a game in the you
Yeah.
got that game in the bag with that, but nope, not since PPR, I guess.
Yeah, so there were the thoughts there.
Yeah, and then my thought was the defenses. Somebody said the return of the defenses, and it's not really been an overall thing, but there's just a few that kind of each week pop off at 20 points.
Yeah.
That basically assures you a win.
Minnesota,
You can get
10
over
sacks,
20 points in that
defensive
defensive
touchdown.
column. That just puts you at such an advantage. So
Yeah, I got like 1 point from Seattle this week. It literally just like sucked because you look around the other teams or your opponent and their defense goes off.
Yeah.
It's like, that is unfair.
yeah, I got 5 and I was happy with that. 5 is great. I'm good with that every week. And then the Bears defense against me gets 30 points. So that's
were
25 points I got to make up somewhere else.
Hey, we're playing Nathan Peterman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like maybe it all affects us equally, but as a guy who has had defenses consistently go off, I think we probably should adjust it.
Yeah, we're
So,
gonna. That's definitely something we're gonna do. It's
Yeah.
too radical from
like
thing
I
to
shouldn't
thing.
have my defense consistently outscoring my RB or my wide receiver one,
Yeah,
which is what's
exactly.
been happening.
Yeah. It's
So,
like
Yeah, well-
reward it, but don't make it so outlandish.
yeah.
Yep.
So,
All right, so next we got our Clash of the Titans trivia.
Yep. Bringing this back again. We
Yes.
weren't all together last week, so we didn't really fill these in.
Trying to see how smart we are when it comes to the land of fantasy football.
Yeah. So we'll start off here for Tim. Jordan Howard. I like doing a running back that you think is going to finish inside the top 15 or not. I think that this is a winnable game for them. They play Detroit. Is that right?
Yes.
So they play in Detroit, and they got a good opportunity of a similar game script. They'll be up. It won't be as much, but they're starting to realize when we're up, just pound it with Jordan Howard. He gets all the goal line work. And I think he's got a pretty good shot at top 15. So if he's, kind of been floating at your bench, I'd use last week as a confidence boost to just put him in.
Yeah, and I'm looking at your bench right now, Tim. You have him,
Yep.
Jordan Howard there. And, yeah, against Detroit, my Vikings, who I watch every Sunday, they don't have much of a left side of the line, and they were still able to run the rock on them here and there. So I like Jordan Howard being top 15 back because
Chris,
that
what is the
defense-
Rock? I thought it was a
The Rock is
Football.
the football.
Yeah, he
We call
likes the rock,
Tote-
rocking down the safety.
Tote the Rock. But, yeah, I think Jordan Howard can. He's coming back into the offense with Adam Gase. Is that the coach? No.
Nope, it's
That's
definitely not.
Miami. But
Matt
anyways,
Nagy.
with Nagy, really becoming creative. The hard part is that like Tariq Cohen will be left out. But I think they want to start running the rock more because that brings balance and consistency to your game.
Well, and it's when their defense is on and their defense is clicking. Khalil Mack didn't play this past week, so he'll probably play this week, and then it'll be even more
ridiculous
so.
how good they were.
And there's room for both of them on the offense. There's room for Tariq Cohen and Jordan Howard.
Yep, Tariq gets them up there, and then...
Yeah.
And Ryan, what's your answer here?
I don't know what we're doing. So.
Do you think Jordan Howard finishes as a top 15 back?
Oh.
This is nothing new.
Oh, shoot! I would have dropped him by now, but I don't trust him because he's not getting yards.
Yeah.
So, man, if there's nothing better to play, then yeah, but he's so risky. So it's just one of those things you got to sniff out for the matchup.
Yeah.
So
a yes or no?
He said, I think it's a no.
I don't like him. That's my answer.
I don't like him.
So.
Well, like the people you'd be looking at over him is like an Adrian Peterson.
I'd play him
David
every
Johnson,
day.
Nick Chubb.
I'd play them every day
Aaron
over
Jones, Mark Ingram.
Yeah,
You'd
I'd play them
so
over.
Then you think he won't be a top 15?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then we got a sneaky top 15 wide receiver, and I'm going with the guy from my team here, Doug Baldwin. I think this could be. I'm calling the breakout this week. I think
Really?
he's back.
He's back
I think
to
he's
normal?
back. He's kind of been ramping it up. It looks like Seattle's offense, if Chris Carson's going to be out, it's going to have to be a little more than that passing. We're playing the Rams this week, and when you play the Rams, you got to play some catch up. So I just think there's going to be enough touchdowns to go around. He's going to get one, and he's got a good shot at that top 15.
Yeah, one of the suspect things with that Rams defense is their secondary with some injuries. I went with another guy in my squad, Golden Tate, because he's going against the Cowboys, and I think he's going to bring a great. He's going to bring something to the Eagles' offense that they were missing.
Yeah,
Someone with the intermediate
possession receiver.
Yeah, who can catch the 5-yard hook route and break it out. Who can make separation across the middle on quick twitch routes, things of that nature to complement Jeffries. I think it'd be great, and he has a good defense to play against in Dallas to break out. So that was my pick there.
I got Amari Cooper.
Okay, your boy.
He's up. He's back. I think he's up.
Caught a touchdown on Monday night.
They spent a first round pick for him. They are gonna utilize him. So even if he's not like, even if the critics are right and he's not like the best wide receiver ever, which he hasn't proven to be, he's gonna get the ball funneled to him like crazy.
Yeah.
They have to.
The volume is going to be there.
So especially for a PPR league like ours, like start his booty.
Yeah.
Start his booty.
Yeah.
All right, and then last we got the defensive finishes, kind of to help people pick up off the waiver wire.
Yeah.
It's actually a great week to pick up defenses off of the waiver wire. There's a lot
some
of
good
them.
ones. Well, I say a few good ones, but not too many people will be looking to drop them.
Yeah.
There were some good choices on there.
Yeah.
Who'd you go with, Sean?
So we're making a rule. Any team that plays the Bills, that's off limits.
Off limits right now.
It's too easy.
Because I was like ready to write that down. Then I saw you put that as a rule. I was like, okay.
So I put the
Jets
Chargers.
defense.
I think they've given up on the season. It was pretty clear last week. I'm
mean
sorry,
Oakland?
the Oakland is giving up. That's who they're playing. So I think that there's a good shot that the Chargers are just going to dominate this game, and they look like they've given up on their coach.
Yeah, it's like the Raiders' offense will make any defense look good because they just have no reason to keep pushing. The obvious choice this week was the Jets on the waiver wire, but I picked the Patriots because Tennessee's offense is so up and down, and I don't feel great with this pick, but they have a chance. When I try to look someone on the waiver wire, the Patriots do have a chance to make Tennessee look bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
I'd say start the Packers against the Dolphins because the Packers are going to the playoffs more than likely. They'll bounce back from the Patriots' loss, and the Dolphins are their turnover.
They're poo-poo.
Yeah, their turnover.
Brock Osweiler is a very not so great quarterback.
that one could be a blowout, like another 30-point defense this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
20 to 25 points. Yeah.
All right.
All right, so we're going to do the waiver wire here, and we're not going to try to come up with each on our own. If there's not one there, we're just not going to stretch it for it. So
got it.
Changing it up a little bit. QB streamers, I have one here. I think he's more of a safe play. He's not going to get you a great ceiling because A.J. Green is hurt, but Andy Dalton, he's been pretty great this year. Should be on the waiver wire. They were on bye last week. They play the Saints, so you're looking at a high-scoring game. Looking for Andy Dalton to play catch up, and he'll get you right around that 20 points. I'm not sure he's going to blow up. But.
I agree. I put Alex Smith there because against the Bucks defense sucks.
Yeah.
So every team's been putting up points and yardage on them.
All right, and then running back, who do you got, Chris?
I went with Duke Johnson, who you placed in there. You can talk a little more. I think the new coaching staff's finally using him on the pass catching. He's one of the best pass catching running backs in the league.
Yeah,
and the
they finally started using him.
Yeah, between him and Chubb, showed it can work. At least it was Kansas City's defense allows a lot of they're a bend don't break.
Yeah,
but they were able to utilize two different roles in the backfield, and it worked to perfection fantasy wise.
Yeah, I think that they're just going against this Falcons defense. It's just been awful against pass catching backs.
Yeah,
so it's really I think a great pickup, especially if you needed something this week. Just put him in your lineup. It's a great flex. So. And then, Ryan, do you have somebody for us?
Yes, that I thought of deeply. All week I've been thinking about this guy. Let me tell you.
What's his name?
If Carson is out, start Mick Davies.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Mike Davis.
Yes.
The French pronounce it Mike Davis.
Mick Davies.
The Seahawks, are running the ball a ton lately, and you got to start Mike Davis if Carson's out.
So. I like it.
Yeah.
It's great thoughts. It's almost as if I thought of it myself.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
You guys know Sean writes out the script for him.
Wide receivers this week. Valdez Scantling. He's going to be a great pickup, not just this week, but I think you could get a good, solid wide receiver too. Allison's looking like he could be out for the year.
Again, his name is Valdez Scantling. He's going to be good.
Yeah, and he's any option, especially if you're looking at being the second wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers, that's a great role to be in. I think historically you've about been 15 or higher, so definitely pick him up. He's about over 80% of snaps now, so that's really what you look for.
Yeah, gotta get that volume. I picked Robbie Anderson.
I don't know if I agree with you on this one.
Don't. I just put it. He's versus the awful Bills defense.
Okay, so this is a this week play.
Should have a big play or two this week, and I emphasize a play or two this week.
Two receptions.
I dropped them early off my team because I'm like, oh my goodness, he does not get the ball outside of a 9 route all the way down. Like if he doesn't score a touchdown,
1 point, or he's going to get you 15.
Yeah. So if you're desperate, and you got a lot of buys on your roster for your wide receivers. Robbie Anderson will be worth a pick, and then you just cross your fingers.
Yep.
Boom or bust there.
Yep. And then tight end. I put trade for one. There's a lot of good people. A lot of people have good secondary ones. Like hit up Tim. He's got 2 studs right now. I don't know if he's willing to part ways, but there's some trash on there. I mean, you'll hear Chris has wanted to throw one out there for you, but it's not so great.
Not so trash. Chris Herndon. He did have like a 3-game streak where he had touchdowns. Last week he didn't against Miami. But you have
down defense.
You have to be desperate, I think, if you picked him up. Like a bye week, you just didn't like anybody else.
Yeah, and we already talked about it. I think you can play the Jets against the Bills, and vice versa. I think you can play the Bills against the Jets. This is probably going to be – it could be the lowest over-under in Vegas. I wouldn't be surprised to see a line at 35 points or something because I just don't see these teams scoring a lot.
Right, and then I did the Chargers in Oakland earlier.
Yeah,
I think the Raiders are tanking, and they hate Gruden. So
dude, they hate him. Can we talk about it for a second?
Go for it.
It's all yours.
Goodness gracious, that whole locker room hates him.
Because they know their time's limited. I mean, if there doesn't look like they're part of the plan, if this is what they're gonna do,
they're not part of the plan. And Gruden hasn't earned their respect. He's been in a broadcaster booth, criticizing everybody else. He comes in with all power, $100 million contract,
guaranteed. That's why he can make all these movements because they fire his butt.
Yeah,
I'm still $100 million in the bank.
Fire me, please.
So it's like
maybe that's the conspiracy.
If you want something entertaining, you can go to, I believe it's is GrudenStillThere.com or something.
Yeah.
There's a website you can go to where it's just a ticker of how much money he's making and that he's not fired.
He's trading away and what they can't.
Let's talk about a guy out of touch with the locker room and saying one thing to players and media and then doing the totally opposite. Yeah. Just how is that even okay?
It's crazy. I thought he would have a much better return, but it looks like he's just wanting to start with all his guys and just build it from the ground up.
Okay, Amari. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, Amari was a good one. That was. I mean, they got a first round pick for Amari Cooper. I'd do that in a second.
That's so smart. But Khalil Mack, come on.
That was That's a generational player you just gave up.
This isn't fantasy football for him.
Yeah.
We can do these things. He can't. You can't get rid of Crabtree and replace him with Jordy Nelson. You can't. I don't know.
Yep. All right, we got a trade alert here. So
alert.
We're gonna review a few of these because we didn't have last week. We finally got some trades popping off. Come on, guys.
We did. I'm regretting
get this
both
going.
of them.
Apparently, this table here has to get them going because we're all in these trades. But don't be afraid to trade, guys. It makes it a lot more fun in the league. So we'll start off with these two over here. This was, I think, the trade the furthest back. But Ryan, talk a little bit about getting Josh Gordon for John Brown.
I'm so happy.
I'm pretty sure that I keep throwing these suggestions out to you guys, and I'm pretty sure I was like, you should just throw John Brown as players. I don't know if I said that or not.
He definitely influenced me.
Yeah, and then I was looking at it. He wasn't doing anything on my bench, and then he goes to you, and then he has a big game.
I
Brown
thought it was
scores
coming.
like 2 or 3 points. I'm like, this
week
sucks.
later here, what's your assessment? Are you?
I think he definitely won. I think it'll be even more one-sided on the trade if Brady does show more trust and rapport with Gordon. Because earlier I was like, I don't think he got the trust there. He's got Edelman and get James White. I'll trade him. Like, it was a gamble.
My whole thing was
they've
got too many mouths to feed. That's why it took me so long to offer it.
But what we did is we swapped big play receivers.
Yep.
John Brown was leading the league with receptions over 20 yards.
So one of them plays for the Ravens, and one of them plays for the Patriots.
Yeah, one has Flacco.
One is a
the other
freak
one has
of
Brady.
nature, and the other is just a speedy man.
Speedy man. So it was like a gamble trade between, but I think it could be a one-sided affair quickly to the man of the people.
I just saw the breakout coming. I'm not even a huge Josh Gordon fan, but
I love Josh.
Yeah, and
Gordon.
I just saw Randy
Josh
Moss
Gordon's
light. Like that's what I was
muscles.
seeing. Like
Yeah.
Brady has not had this caliber of a wide receiver in a long time. And last time we saw that, we had Randy Moss, who was like wide receiver
phenomenal.
one. So
all right, what was the other trade there?
all right, and then we had
Me and you.
you.
It's like a lot of. It's like we only wanted to trade it amongst ourselves
Yeah,
here.
I finally got this man. I was trying to get Dalvin Cook for so many weeks.
long.
Really trying because I had Latavius, and I just wanted to lock up that backfield when he comes back. So I traded away Marvin Jones, who benefited from that Golden Tate trade.
Yeah.
Looked like he's going to get more of the targets. He's been pretty good, but he's been boom or bust because he's only gotten a max of like 4 targets. I think that'll shift a little more. I like him, but I just felt like because I had Latavius, Dalvin Cook was a great pickup. And then we traded Clement and Crabtree, which were kind of
They're
pieces.
throwing guys.
Exactly. I dropped Crabtree that week.
Yeah.
So
I think again you benefit more off of this trade. For a guy that was sitting on my bench, once I get my other running back in there with Sony Michel,
it's not like I don't know if you're going to use
Dalvin.
him.
Yeah, because Phillip Lindsay was doing really well. Marvin Jones, I'm just hoping because I saw the Golden Tate trade. I was like, he can get everything that I watched him against the Vikings. First off, Stafford was sacked 10 times, so Jones couldn't even get the ball. But hopefully, as they move on, they keep throwing because they're always behind. I'm hoping Jones gets more volume. So it was boom or bust there, and it was a great lock. Handcuff kind of thing.
Well, you definitely
for
need
your
wide
backfield.
receiver depth, anyways.
Yeah, I was looking
You're
at
looking at. I mean, this week,
Jordy Nelson.
yeah, especially with your buys. I mean, you're going to have to start Larry Fitzgerald and Marvin Jones. If you didn't have Marvin Jones right now, your wide receiver one would be Larry Fitzgerald. So.
Yes, and then Jordy Nelson.
It may work
starting.
out for you.
Yeah.
I think it's not going to be too terrible a move.
No, but
then
you got
Dalvin
some
Cook had a
upside.
70-yard
Yes.
run.
While you were in Miami, I wanted to text like a hate text to you. I'm like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
Dude, I don't want to be like negative, but
You are.
Chris, what are you doing?
With these trades,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm a little scared that you just
Self-destructing.
took yourself out of contention.
That's what I feel
just
like.
looking at it here, I'm like, you traded the better players for a bunch of
Yeah, bunch of garbage
Yeah.
going in there.
But
Poo-poo.
what
Yeah.
is your? I mean, you've got to see something good about this, right? You won twice. That's not a fluke. So what's up? What's going on in your brain? Let's hear it.
I was saying,
Is
get
it
rid of an extra running back that I wasn't going to utilize for someone that had a potential for high volumes, and Josh Gordon for John Brown. I just didn't have a gut feeling in me that the Patriots would use him week in, week out.
Well, and it was that week that he was
Up until you
rumored-
traded him, they weren't.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
and
like-
he was being
it a kiss
rumored of
death, you know?
being punished for that
Benched,
stuff.
yeah.
Looked like he was going to go down.
Did
that
you
road.
hear that he wasn't punished before I pulled the trade?
No.
So you thought he was still wasn't even going to play that night?
Why he was going to set out a quarter or something, but
Yeah.
I saw that as writing as like it's not working for him in New England.
Yeah.
But I was
wait.
like, trade.
But wait, so after that, the next day, the news comes out. He wasn't punished. It was fake news.
Mm-hmm.
You read that?
No, I didn't.
You never read
I never
that?
read the fake news. When I first saw that, I just thought Josh Gordon doing Josh Gordon things.
Yep.
I'm glad I got him out of
Dude,
my hands.
that makes me feel dirty.
No, because it happened before the news broke. It's not like you withheld the news from me.
Yeah.
I did withhold the news from you.
It's out
I
there for
told
me to
you he was
read.
punished. And then the next day when
That
the
was
news,
his big point.
Yeah.
He's being punished.
He's
They
being
don't.
punished. I said, all right, he's being punished. I sent the trade, I think, right after. And then you were like, and then, you accepted it a day or two later.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, that's enough time. He's surely seen the Roto World stuff or the news that he wasn't punished. But you never saw that he wasn't punished.
No, I didn't.
How
I
are you
literally
feeling
did
about
not.
that?
Oh, it sucks. It does because I
Does that make me dirty, bro?
No,
It's his duty.
it's the
as a
rep-
fantasy
yeah.
player.
Because I
to
feel
know
a
this.
little.
It is my duty, and I believed
Before you click
the
that button.
reputation of Josh Gordon that he was okay. He screwed up again. I'm not going to trust him because he won't be on the field.
Yeah.
And so then I ignored any rules. I just like, yeah,
I
whatever.
really am a villain this
So
season.
let this be a lesson. Before you accept any trade,
Especially for me.
go on Roto World, look up your player real quick, and make sure there's not some breaking news.
Yes. Yeah.
Because people will do you dirty.
All right. And then the next trade here. So we're talking about the
Speaking of
epitome
doing dirty.
dirty here. The stumpy
I
man
was-
himself traded with Sean. Here we had Rogers, Reed, and Gore going to Sean, and Sean sending to Andy Wilson, Burton, and muscle hamster himself, Doug Martin.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on your trade here?
I am smiling ear to ear. I was super excited about this trade. I was looking out in there, and I'm like, I've got to lock up my quarterback position. I've been just trying to piece it together all year. It's been hurting my team. And Jameis, a couple weeks before had just killed me with those 4 interceptions. And I was like, there's got to be some backups here.
Yeah.
We keep talking about Andy, how he's just starting Goff over Rodgers, which has actually been the right move.
It's been the right move now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Early on, I was like, what are you doing?
So I'm like, if you don't want the man, let me see what I can do to get him.
yeah.
So I was just thinking of who can I offer him. I was like, just throw me some stuff. He was like, well, I'm kind of thinking Burton and Martin. That's kind of what I was thinking originally. I was like, he's freaking out a little bit about Gronk. Maybe
yeah.
I'll give Burton to him.
Yeah, Reed, who's like.
And I kind of wanted to get rid of Burton because he seemed so dependent on that touchdown. And then Doug Martin, he's kind of on the uptrend, even though I think that the Raiders are going to be
The Raiders
so
are going
bad.
to start a guy off the street just because they want to
Yeah.
tank that bad.
Yep. So I was
That should
thrilled
be
with it.
illegal.
And I think that I was probably going to be willing to trade Kerryon Johnson to get Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
But don't tell Andy that. Shh.
Well, I look on it from Andy's side. I'm looking at his roster now. He is trying to figure out his running backs with Tevin Coleman and Leonard Fournette and Wendell Smallwood. That's probably one of the weaker parts of his team.
Yeah.
And I just lost this guy this week here. But those guys, there's no trust there. And somebody being elevated in the RB1 role in Doug Martin, he's literally just trying to find the right combination to complement the rest of his team. So I see that, and like you said, Gronk's hurt
When
all
you
the
go
time.
out for
Go
trades,
Burton.
look for that. Look for weakness. Look for people that are down right now and freaking
yes.
out. That's what happened with David and Phil.
Yeah.
He was freaking out about that running back. And if you freak out, you'll trade for less. And he's thinking, I'm never going to use Rodgers, so I'll trade him away to get this Doug Martin who's on the uptick. But
Yeah, funny note here. David and I were playing phone tag. He left a message. He's like, "Oh man, I thought we were friends. So you don't want to answer my calls." And then I called him. He didn't answer. Went to straight to voicemail, and I was like, "Oh well, I just wanted to remind you that our friendship was over when you traded with Phil. Like everything still surrounds fantasy football in our friendships.
still bitter.
Yeah, still bitter.
all right, give us the pickup line of the week here.
All right, here we go, single men, Ryan and Morgan. Listen for this pickup line. This is definitely for Morgan on the streets of Miami. I want you to say this. Hey, can I follow you home? Because my parents always told me to follow my dreams. Boom. Creepy, stalkerish.
Yeah, that's
And maybe the girl thinks it's cute. Has to be the right combination.
Morgan, don't do that, man.
No,
on.
you got to do that because then I can be watching like Cops or
You'll
something.
get that freaky
and-
girl who likes that stuff.
Yeah, but I just want to hear a story later this week that you got some pepper spray in your eyes. because you asked to follow a girl home. But that is a true pickup line, Evan.
So an authentic pickup line I got from Morgan here this week. I was in the car with him. We were about to get something at Target on our way, and he saw this cute girl. He's like, I should stop by and be like, hey, we're going to Target. You need anything? That's a Morgan pickup line. So
that's it.
Stow it away.
It's pretty good because then you have to bring the goods to the girl so that there's a second meeting.
It's true.
Like, that was some good thought.
And who doesn't love Target? Girls love Target. So
I know, right? I don't. Too much red everywhere.
Too much red.
Yeah. Anyways, the player this week that you. Oh wait, who was the pickup? We didn't even talk about that. We just talked about Morgan's love life there.
Yeah, the pickup Ryan here.
What?
Dolphins defense here just picked him up off the waiver wire. Would have never thought this was coming, and got away with 24 points.
24 fantasy points from the Dolphins defense, like not Zach
We're
Thomas.
good, man. We're scrappy.
Yeah.
We're ball hawks, dude.
Yeah, and Sam Darnold is still a turnover machine. So
I was just happy that Daniel got 23 points and I got 24.
Yeah, it didn't even
if I'm being honest,
it kind of canceled out.
I was like,
all right, Ryan. Well, we'll give you the
good
floor
game,
here.
Daniel. Good game.
Good game.
Yeah.
The kicker whisperer. Let's hear what you got for us. What's your
Let's go.
kicker this week? I think I've been following. No, I didn't follow you last week.
Who did I pick?
You had
Vinatieri.
Gano. I couldn't get Gano.
Oh, you couldn't get Gano.
Yeah, he was a good pick though.
I've got Vinatieri and Buttlicker.
Butker, not Buttlicker.
Buttlicker.
Adam Vinatieri against Jacksonville. Again, I think you could put Adam Vinatieri on your team permanently. At this point, I've picked him so many times. But
Yeah.
Jacksonville's got a good defense. Colts have good offense.
Yeah.
So, boom, he's going to get his long shots. That's my strategy I've done for a long time.
Yeah.
And then Buttlicker,
Butker on the Chiefs.
on the Chiefs. I mean, either way, they're getting downfield. So, it's pretty guaranteed.
Well, and it's just going to be a blowout.
Who are they playing again?
Arizona.
There was a reason.
Arizona.
There it is.
got
Arizona
kind
has
of a
a
good-
decent defense, so that's
Yeah.
why. So he's
But they're going to go up too, and they're going to settle for those field goals. So
yeah. So those two guys. Why am I telling? This is why I don't want to do a podcast.
why? Because you're
Dagnabbit.
telling us all your pickups of this week.
Yeah, man.
You're still number one in the league.
It's true. It's very true.
So
I am the only one with the conviction to carry it out.
All right, so that's all we got for you this week.
Yes, it is.
Per Phil's request, we're going to keep it under 50 minutes this week. Our doctor is sick this week, so you'll have to text in all your information you want to know.
Yep.
I'm sure he'll be happy to help you out.
Slow it up on the phone.
Sprained ankle, 3 weeks, broken bone.
Actually, just hit up Ryan.
2 years.
He's really pretty much knows just as much as
Ryan's remedy for injuries: rub dirt on it.
Yes.
Put some-
Ooh, you guys want to see something fun this week? You see that one?
Tim. Ooh,
Yeah.
Freaking fingers broken or something.
well, that's not fun.
That's not
Yeah.
cool.
When you choke somebody,
Okay.
you just want them to comply. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll say that next time on a street
You're
fight.
just like,
comply.
hey, yeah, just chill out. Just tap out. We're done.
Uncle.
He's not,
Yeah.
propping himself up at all here. He was just choking someone
He's
so
just
hard
choking
he
someone.
broke his finger.
It's a normal Monday night.
No,
for him.
he resisted, and it was like, oh, crap. And then I had to put him in a heel hook, and, still didn't tap son of a gun wrestlers. So, anyways, jujitsu, this is all legal things.
Yeah,
legal
it's
things.
not like he
Police.
was shopping through Target.
You FBI people who are watching me.
All right, and then next week, I think we're going to have this pretty fun segment. We're talking about this weekend going out. Chris is a coach, and so we're talking about going out to the field and maybe kicking a few field goals. We hate kickers.
We hate
Ryan's
kickers.
a fan of them.
Dude, kickers are.
I mean, I appreciate
we're about to see
how difficult it is.
Why?
Don't get me
kickers-
wrong. I don't want that to be forgotten here, but
Yeah.
I just don't think they belong in fantasy football.
I'm going to be stretching all week because we're going to be kicking the extra point, NFL extra point.
Yeah.
So we can actually see if it's
So if you
too
want to watch,
easy or what.
if you want to watch
'Cause here's the thing.
grown men be humbled,
Yes.
tune in.
We know we're sitting in a circle talking about this person sucks, this person is good, but we know, guys, we're the real suckers. If you put us on this field, we get carted off or kicked off in about one play.
I just want to know how many pulled hamstrings. 3, 2, 1. I don't know.
Out of all of us, I think you would last the longest. You'd last maybe 3 minutes, whereas I
Okay.
last 2.
Yeah, but
'Cause,
let's take some bets here. Who's gonna do this? Call your shot. What's the longest field goal you think you're gonna make?
I think I'm going to make it 14-yarder.
My thing is,
That's very low confidence. Did you
Wow.
play soccer?
I did, but I was a goalie.
come on, man. If you played soccer, you should be able to do something.
All right,
When I was a
Ryan.
goalie-
My
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
is, it's gonna go 20 yards, but it's not
The
gonna go
wrong
the right
direction.
way.
Or see, I'm confident I can kick it fairly straight. I can get a pretty good distance, but the that's what I'm afraid of. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just like.
Well, my big thing is, are we doing this? I'm scared,
No,
man.
he's got the little.
If I have to do
I got
this,
the-
I'm
he's
gonna
got
be
the
like,
little stand.
No, I got the triangle holder.
do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the little
so
thing you see
it'll
on
hold
the
for us,
sideline.
so we don't
Thank
have
God.
to work. We're impeding on someone's kick.
This has gotta be
Charlie
the-
Brown style.
Yeah.
This has got to be one of the most stressful
We're gonna
jobs
make-
in the NFL.
So
Yeah.
we're also gonna make Ryan do that now.
Yes, I think we should just forget the holder and let you do it.
We gotta get somebody who actually does this though. We
Yeah,
gotta
I'm
find somebody.
gonna probably cheat and get my kickers out there to help me walk through some
should
of
bring
them.
Come on, man.
Bring a
No.
Norfolk
Yeah.
Christian kid to come show us up and
Show how to
we
cook.
look
I
like
got
idiots.
how to cook, how to kick,
How to cook.
how to cook.
If he knows how to cook, that's a great benefit to him.
But all right, yeah, that is a little foreshadowing, a little sneak peek into next week's episode. We're gonna have some live action to see us out of our element.
We need to be humbled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Hashtag support kickers.
Send us
support kickers around the world.
Band
we love
kickers.
you. We
Band.
appreciate you. We know
Save
that
it
what
for
you do
next
is hard. I mean, it's gonna be hard, dude.
I know it's gonna be hard,
Yeah.
but
So
they still don't deserve to be in fantasy.
don't deserve to be in fantasy football.
All right, send
you
us
deserve
out.
to be in fantasy football. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, please.
Bye bye.
Bye.
I know, guys. We got to get over this. We're like capped at 50 views. Let's get up to like 100.
Yes, tell your grandmothers
Tell your grandmothers and your grandmothers' hot boyfriends.
in the nursing home.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, like, subscribe.
Thumbs up, turn on the notifications, all that stuff. You know, we're trying to be rich within 3 years. You guys think you can make that happen for us?
Yeah.
Please,
Let's
thank
get
you.
on it.
All right.
Deuces.
Bye.
Bye.